live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and a warm welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing you your top stories for tonight. I am Lakshita Edirisinghe.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The president says certain groups are inclined to disrupt at a time when the economy of the country is being rebuilt. It has been reiterated that resorting to strikes at this moment is an act of sabotage. A massive loss due to haphazard housing loan disbursements during the period 2015 to 2019 has been bared. Kumara Disanayaka says livestock resources sector has been identified as a dollar earning source. Final rites of late R. Sampanthan takes place in Trincomalee. Second round of voting in the French general election begins.
On to those and other stories in detail. We start off with the top story for tonight. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasized that some individuals are attempting to disrupt the country's economic progress.
He announced that despite the economic crisis, the government has managed to implement salary increments for public servants this year and assured that necessary allocations will be made in the upcoming budget. President Wickremesinghe made these remarks at the Uber Provincial Community Police Committee Members Empowerment Workshop held yesterday at the Vallavaya Public Stadium under the theme A Law-Abiding Country. Highlighting that drug trafficking poses a greater threat to the nation than terrorism today, he emphasized that the crucial need for collective support to safeguard the country from this menace, especially as it recovers from economic challenges. He stressed that failing to protect future generations from drug abuse could undermine all government efforts to advance the nation. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that during the last economic crisis, some suggested cutting 500,000 public service jobs due to an inability to pay government salaries. However, the president stated that he did not follow this advice and instead increased VAT to 18% to ensure salaries were paid on time. He also emphasized that the tax burden on the people cannot be increased any further. The president, addressing the gathering, expressed surprise that some human rights lawyers also represent drug-related criminals after their arrest. The president added that moreover, the government workforce should ideally be 1 million, but it currently stands at 1.5 million. Some proposed sending 500,000 employees on unpaid leave and later suggested paying them. They claimed that VAT need not be increased to 18% to pay salaries for 1 million employees. In response, the president stated that no one can be sent back. The government cannot afford to increase public servant salaries this year after raising VAT and facing public criticism. If such a salary increment is given, it will inconvenience the public. He also pointed out the need to prepare for the elections starting in the middle of this month. However, they have already appointed a committee to review these salary revisions for next year and are working to allocate the necessary funds in the 2025 budget. Minister of Public Security Tiran Allah said that all measures will be taken to eradicate narcotics and the underworld from the country despite whatever threats. Minister of Public Security Tiran Allah said that they will not yield to the influences of anybody in controlling the drug menace. The program to rescue the country from drug racketeering and the underworld will continue. The minister further said that they could give a pledge of eliminating these two vices from the island by December 2025.
December 2025 December වෙනකොට මේක තුරන් කරන්න පොරොන්දු වෙමින් මගේ වචන ස්වල්පය අවසන් කරනවා.
IGP Deshabandhu Thenakon said that the initial task of the committee to be set up in every Grama Niladhara divisions is to compile data on the residents in the electoral lists of the Grama Seva divisions through the police form 76. He added that a main task of the community police committees operating on the ground level is to prevent criminals belonging to organized extremist organizations and other racketeers in the Western Province renting houses in the area to carry out criminal activities. The Mahasangha and other religious leaders in the province and high-ranking officials of the police have also graced the occasion.
Trade unions as well as the people reiterate that it is an act of sabotage to go for work stoppages at a time when the country is beginning to breathe again. They point out that the act of certain groups to engage in such activities with the hope of gaining political advantages should be sternly rejected. Information has been received regarding several trade unions preparing to engage in a joint strike action tomorrow and the day after. The demand of the agitators is to increase their salaries and allowances. General Secretary of All Ceylon Nurses Association SP Madiwatta said that they support strike action. However, he added that they will not participate in tomorrow's work stoppage as it would lead to cause difficulties to patients. President of the Government Medical Officers Association, Dr. Rukshan Bellana, said that he requests the media to come to the hospitals and inspect the situation. Dr. Bellana further said the strikes say that they are going to form a government in 3 months' time. He has inquired then as to why they could not wait these 3 months to address their grievances. He also pointed out that it is clearly a political conspiracy.
මොන්නාටද මේ ස්ට්‍රයික් කරන්නේ දේශපාලන පක්ෂවල පැහැදිලිව කුමන්ත්‍රණයක් තියෙනවා වැඩවාජන රැල්ලක් ඇති කරන්න කරලා රට අස්ථාවර කරන්න ආණ්ඩුව අස්ථාවර කරන්න ඒකේ දේශපාලන වාසිය කරුණාකරලා මේ රෝගීන් ප්‍රාණ අපේට ගන්න එපා රෝගීන් තලියක් කරගන්න එපා දේශපාලන අරමුණු කර ගැනීමට.
State Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya says that there is no possibility at this moment to increase the salaries of government officials. State Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya said that he does not deny the fact that state employees have problems. He also said that they are facing a challenging situation but added that the country is gradually rising from the financial collapse of 2022. He has recalled that the government has increased the salaries by 10,000 rupees. He also said that a committee has also been appointed to look into the problems of salaries of the government servants.
දැන් අපිට ලොකු වගකීමක් තියෙනවා මූලික වියදම මූලික ආදායමට වඩා වැඩි වෙන්නේ නැතුව පවත්වා ගැනීම. ඒ කියන්නේ හැම විටම ආදායමේ ධන ශේෂය පවත්වා ගැනීම මේක වගකීමක් මේ නැගිටින රටේ. ඒකම 2.20 ලක්ෂය වෙනුවෙන්. කොන්දේසි කඩන්න නැතුව ඔබතුමාලාට ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා නම් මේ වෙලාවේ වැටු පැඩි කිරීමක් කරන්න කරුණා කරලා කරුණු පෙන්වා දෙන්න කොහොමද කරන්න කියලා මම ලෑස්ති ඕනම කෙනෙක් එක්ක ඒ ගැන කතා බහ කරන්න සංවාදයක යෙදෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් කියන්න.
මේ රටේ බදු ගෙවන මහා ජනතාව
Minister Dr. Bandula Kunawardena said that salaries are being paid through the tax money of the general public. He further said that people could not be burdened with more taxes. He added that in order to allocate funds for more salary increase, then they have to approve supplementary estimates and also to print money. However, money printing according to will of the government is not possible at present.
එකම විකල්ප ක්‍රමය වෙන්නේ තව 118 අඩු ගානේ 20වත් වෙනකම් වැඩි කරලා උද්ඝෝෂණය කරන අයගේ වැටු වැඩි කරන්න කියන ජනතා කැමැත්තක් දෙන්න ඕනේ.
The general public and political representatives have expressed their opinions regarding the wave of strikes.
හතු පිපෙන්න වගේ එනවා. මේ එකක්වත් මං හිතන්නේ වෘත්තීය සමිතිය අරගල නෙමෙයි දේශපාලන අරගල. දේශපාලන කුමන්ත්‍රණ. මැතිවරණයක් එනවා ඉක්මනට. දැන් මොකක් හරි බෙල්ලට පිහිය තියලා හරි කොහොම හරි වැටු වැඩි කරපියව. මේවා කරන්න කියලා මේ තර්ජනය කරන්නේ කාටද? මේ තර්ජනය කරන්නේ රටේ නායකයට නෙමෙයි තර්ජනය කරන්නේ මේ රටේ ජනතාවට.
දැන් සමහර වෘත්තීය සමිතිවල ඉල්ලීම මම දැක්කා රුපියල් 20000කින් වැටු වැඩි කරන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. සමහර වෘත්තීය සමිතිවල ඉල්ලීම තිබුණා රුපියල් 25000කින් වැටු වැඩි කරන්න කියලා. ඒ වගේම සමහර වෘත්තීය සමිති යම් යම් ක්‍රියාමාර්ග අරගෙන යම් යම් දීමනාසා වැටු පිළිබඳව පොරොන්දු අරගෙන තියෙනවා. ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණේ ගුරු සංගමය ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇවිල්ලා කිව්වේ ගුරුවරුන්ගේ නැවත වැටු වැඩි කරන්න. ඉල්ලීම පිළිබඳ ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා තව පොය 3කින් අපි අපේ ආණ්ඩුවක් පිහිටවනවා කියලා. ඉතින් තව පොය 3කින් ආණ්ඩුවක් පිහිටවනවා නම් දැන් වැඩ වර්ධනය කරන්නේ ඇයි? මාස 3ක් ඉවසලා ඉන්න පුළුවන් නේ තමන්ගේ ආණ්ඩුවේ මේ ඉල්ලීම ගන්න. ඔය ඉල්ලීම නෙවෙයි තව රුපියල් 50000 කර ලක්ෂයක් කර වැඩි කර ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ පොය 3කින්.
Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says it is necessary to work vigorously in order to develop the country. He has made these remarks at the ceremony yesterday. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa said that all must get together and act vigorously with determination. He has pointed out how the Hiroshima and Nagasaki tragedies in Japan caused due to 2 atomic bomb explosions transformed into export economy miracles of the world within several decades. Opposition leader further said it was due to sheer commitment, determination and strong decision-making process that had enabled Japan to become an export tiger. Laziness makes it difficult to come out of the crisis. Sajid Premadasa further said that unity among ethnic groups, religions should be turned into the strength of the country and that all Sri Lankans must engage in a nation-building process.
Now, in the meantime, the National Housing Development Authority says the government had incurred a loss of 5,564 million rupees during the tenure of opposition leader Sajid Premadasa as the Minister of Housing due to irregular disbursement of housing loans. Chairman of the authority Rajiv Suryarachi says as a result of this inappropriate granting of loans, it had become compulsory to restrict the provision of loans to 53,709 recipients. Due to this measure, the government was able to save a sum of over 7,852 million rupees. Sajid Premadasa, during his tenure as the Minister of Housing between the period of 2015 to 2019, was reported to have implemented 7 projects. They included Model Village Miscellaneous Loans Assistance, Kidney Aid, Veera Sumitru Aid, Grama Shakti Miscellaneous Aid and Flood Aid. Chairman Suryarachi further says that most of the inappropriate loan disbursement had taken place during the period 2018 to 2019. Sri Lanka's local government and presidential elections were conducted during the same period. It has also been pointed out that in the year 2019 alone, constructions of 62,994 houses had begun. However, funds had been allocated only for 40,500 houses. Furthermore, during the period of 2015 to 2019, Premadasa's 341,510 housing constructions program had got underway, yet allocations were made only for 233,578 houses. Accordingly, loan installments were unable to be provided for the construction of 7,930 houses. Due to this reason, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga was reported to have instructed to suspend the commencement of new projects and to complete the old projects.
Leader of the National People's Power, Kumara Disanayake, says the livestock sector has been identified as a channel which could earn dollars. Addressing a ceremony yesterday, he also said meat export is a main target of this initiative. Leader of the National People's Power, Kumara Disanayake, said that Sri Lanka's treasury has failed to earn the required rupee revenue for a year. The country is unable to procure the annual dollar requirement. He has pointed out that economic strategies are needed to overcome the problem. Only through an economic expansion, the country is able to move forward. Kumara Disanayake further said that therefore they must look into ways of expanding the economy in the outside. The physiological concepts alone are not sufficient to enhance the outside economy. There must be a potentiality to secure this objective. The NPP leader further said that one such means is to fulfill this target is gradual development in the livestock resources sector.
The government has taken measures to reconstruct 1,500 kilometers of roads during this year. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena has presided over the commencement of road reconstruction activities in the Homagama electorate yesterday. The project is being jointly carried out by the Ministry of Transport and Highways and the Road Development Authority under the program. 710-meter extent in the Vikrama mouth of the Homagama electorate is to be repaired with carpeting at a cost of 7 million rupees. 650-meter portion of the Kajugahayata Deniya Road in Meegoda will also be developed at a cost of 6 million rupees. A sum of 2.5 million rupees will also be spent on the reconstruction of a distance of 250 meters in the second lane of the Pohora Kanatta. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that these political leaders engaged in talking should look into how they pay the salaries and pensions, provide Aswasuma, Samurdhi and other relief and repay the interest of the loans once they form their governments. They should also look into how to bear other expenditure on consumer items. Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said first of all these leaders must tell how they find the money for these purposes next year.
ආදායම ලංකානුවට නැහැ. ඉතින් එතකොට ආණ්ඩුවක් ගන්න හදන කෙනා පළවෙනියෙන් රටට කියන්න ඕනේ ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ මේකට මුදල් හොයාගන්න කෙසේද? දැන් මේ දේශපාලන නායකයෝ එක මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ලංකියකේ රණ්ඩු වෙවි ඉන්නවා මිසක් ඒ ආණ්ඩුවක් අරගෙන නීතික කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක රටට කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක හරි අවාසනාවක්.
Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena has also presided over the event to reconstruct the Rajamavata in Makumara North Kottawa. Today, the Road Development Authority is in charge of reconstructing the 545-metre-long road.
Funeral of leader of Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi Party and former opposition leader Sampanthan was held in Trincomalee today. President Ranil Wickremesinghe paid his last respects to the body. Many government and opposition politicians have also paid their last respects to the remains of our Sampanthan kept at the Trincomalee residence. Representatives of the BJP party India also attended the funeral ceremony. President Ranil Wickremesinghe addressing the ceremony said that Sampanthan had played his role as the opposition leader very well. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the late Sampanthan had never asked for a separate state. He always pointed out the importance of staying together. He said that the late parliamentarian was the only MP who committed himself for the freedom in 1948. He had viewed the problems of the country not only as a Tamil leader but also as a Sri Lankan.
සාකච්ඡා කරලා ආරක්ෂා කරන්නට ක්‍රියා කරා පමණක් නෙමෙයි ඒ වගේ මෙතුමා ලාංකිකයන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න විපක්ෂ නායක හැටියට ඉදිරිපත් කරා. එතුමා ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී ක්‍රියා කරේ නියම විපක්ෂ නායකයෙක් හැටියට. නියම විපක්ෂ නායකයෙක් කියන්නේ විකල්ප අගමැතිවරයා. 2018 ආණ්ඩුව අර්බුදයේදී මට අගමැතිකම නැති වුණේ අවස්ථාවේදී එතුමා විපක්ෂ නායක හැටියට නියම නායකත්වයක් පෙන්වුවා. ජනාධිපතිකම ලැබුණාන් පස්සේ මම එතුමා එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරා මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ගැන ඒ පක්ෂය එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරා. අපි ඒවා ගැන වැදගත් අදහස් කීපයක් එකඟ වුණා.
Final rites of our Sampanthan took place at the Trincomalee Hindu Cemetery amidst a large gathering this evening.
Renowned administrative officer, diplomat and former governor of the North and East, Lionel Fernando, has passed away. He was 88 years old at the time of his demise. The versatile attitude of handling duties during the time of commencement of the North-East conflict by late Lionel Fernando in the capacity of District Secretary of Jaffna is a well-known fact even today. Lately, he held many portfolios, including Sri Lankan High Commissioner in France and member of the Human Rights Commission. Lionel Fernando had also become popular as an actor. He had appeared as an actor in the movies Mahagedara, Tilaka Saha Tilaka and Parasaturo. In the initial stages of the production of the Maname stage drama, he had contributed in acting as the Vedda chief. Lionel Fernando was married to late veteran stage drama producer and actress Somalata Subasinghe. The remains of the late officer and artist will be kept at a private funeral parlour from 9:30 am onwards tomorrow. The funeral is scheduled to take place at the General Cemetery in Borella at 5:30 pm tomorrow.
Saman Kumara Vitanarachi, who has functioned as a producer in the marketing unit of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, has passed away this morning. He was a father of 2 children and was 52 years old at the time of demise. Vitanarachi, who joined the national television in 2001, had extended his contribution for many creations of the corporation programs. At the time of his death as well, he was participating in a Rupavahini program in Anuradhapura. Saman Kumar Vitanarachi's remains will lie at the Mahinda Panagoda funeral parlour in Talayana Koswatha from 11 am tomorrow. Funeral arrangements will be notified later.
In more local news items, President's Fund Scholarship Program for students from low-income families spanning from grade 1 to grade 11 and the GCE advanced level will be implemented at the district level starting from the 12th of July 2024. District secretaries, in collaboration with all zonal education officers and school principals, will oversee the scholarship distribution process. The details regarding the dates, times and venues for scholarship awards in each district as well as the list of selected scholarship recipients will be announced. This information will be published on the official Facebook page of the President's Fund in the coming days. The list of students selected for the scholarship for the GCE Advanced Level Scholarship Scheme in each district has already been published on the official Facebook page of the President's Fund at the regional level. These scholarships will be awarded to 6,000 students, with 60 students selected from each educational zone. Each recipient will receive 6,000 rupees per month for a duration of 24 months. At the scholarship awarding ceremony, selected students will receive a grant of 30,000 rupees along with any outstanding installments. Starting from next month, 6,000 rupees will be provided to students monthly until they appear for their GCE advanced level examinations. Additionally, the scholarship program will be implemented covering all 10,126 schools across the island from grade 1 to grade 11 for a duration of 12 months.
The Odapana loan scheme has commenced under a relief interest ratio for the purchasing of paddy harvest of Yalla season 2024 with effect from 1st of this month. The aim is to hand over a fair price to the produce of the farmers. The loan scheme is applicable for small and medium-scale paddy mill owners, owners of paddy storages and also for collectors of paddy stocks. Each of the small and medium-scale paddy mill owners is entitled to a maximum loan payment of 50 million rupees for a paddy storage owner or a paddy stock collector. The maximum loan disbursement is 25 million rupees. The annual interest rate for the loan is 13%. A 9% of this interest ratio is to be borne by the loan applicants themselves. The remaining 4% is an interest subsidy and repayment of debt is to be completed within 180 days. The total amount of credit to be released by the bank in this connection is 600 million rupees. Under the program, plans are underway to purchase paddy at a minimum price as declared by the Department of Agriculture. The loan scheme was presented according to a decision taken by the Cabinet of Ministers on the 19th of June this year. The loan program is scheduled to be conducted from the 1st of July to the 31st of October 2024. Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas. Do stay tuned in.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue.
Welcome back as we take a look at foreign news. France is voting in one of its most significant elections in years, with the far right hoping for a historic victory, but with political stalemate the more likely result.
This is the first time the anti-immigration national rally of Marine Le Pen and Jordan Bardella has had a realistic chance of running the government and taking outright control of the National Assembly. But after the RN's first round victory last Sunday, more than 200 rival candidates dropped out to give others a better chance of defeating the far right. Voting ends at 8 p.m. and by midday turnout was 26.63%, marginally up on the first round and the highest figure in a parliamentary vote since 1981. Whatever the result, it is difficult to see President Emmanuel Macron coming out of this well. 4 weeks ago, he said it was the responsible solution to call a snap vote in response to the RN's victory in European elect. 8-year-old leader Jordan Bardella challenged him to do so. It is not yet clear if there will be another presidential address after the exit polls come out when voting ends on Sunday evening. The two-round election came as a shock to a country gearing up for the first start of the Paris Olympics on 26 July. Security was already tight and now 30,000 police have been deployed for a period of heightened political tension.
macang, prima kottumi, fantamai.
And in sports news, the Colombo Strikers beat Kandy Falcons by 2 runs in a Lanka Premier League match played at the Dambulla International Cricket Stadium yesterday. The Colombo Strikers scored 199 runs for the loss of 9 wickets, with Glenn Phillips scoring 70 runs. Dushmantha Chamira secured 3 wickets. In response, the Kandy Falcons were able to score 197 runs in the 20 overs. Matisha Pathirana took 4 wickets for 26 runs.
විශ්ව ලෝක කුසලානේ ජයග්‍රහණයෙන් පසු සහභාගී වූ පළමු විශ්ව විජේතරකින් ඉන්දියාව පරාජය පත්. ඒ සිම්බාබ්වේ කණ්ඩායම හමුවේ ලකුණු 14.
India lost to Zimbabwe by 13 runs in the first T20 match played after India securing the T20 World Cup. In the match played at Harare grounds in Zimbabwe players have scored 115 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. Indian players were all out for 102 runs in 19 overs and 5 deliveries. Shubman Gill, 31, Zimbabwe bowlers Sikandar Raza and Tendai Chatara each captured 3 wickets.
Dinamu macang, prima kottumi, fantamai.
And that's all the stories for tonight. Do join us tomorrow for more, the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.